from that tournament, Kiev, and that's what they used at the start. So here we are, picks and bans coming out. Cartha's being banned out by SK, no surprise there. CLG very much strong on that one, and Anivia. We're not going to get to see Froggen on Anivia, but Yorick and Shen banned out this time around. They do not want that solo Shen in that bottom lane. And it's actually, we talked about this the other day, it's the red team's job to ban Shen.
It kind of is, although last time SK just didn't ban it and didn't care. Like, Shen, great dude, we're going to run Gangplank and take Alistar, thank you very much. So Counterlogic Gaming might drop off those respect bans, right? Morgana so far not banned, and Alistar's not banned, so SK might bait that out there. They're going to drop Ezreal. I actually like that choice so much, because Morgana is really kind of a one-sided pick. Froggen doesn't play her so much, and so now CLG says, well, we either give you Alistar, and I'm going to bet a little bit that that this is going to be an Alistar pick right here, or, you know, they give up the Morgana and things like that. So SK going to consider the first pick here.
It could be Morgana, Ocelot versus, certainly very strong in it. R is also available.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm so wrong right now.
Using the first pick to go for Nunu, that does surprise me, which means possibly we could be seeing Corki down that bottom lane. I would expect it with Yellow Pete maybe now. Yellow Star, sorry, get it right. Yeah. Too many yellows in this game. Crepo and Snoopy with the first two picks. Okay, so they know that there's quite a lot available. Do you go for an AP champion so early on? Do you go for that Morgana pick? Do you go for the Alistar in there? That's what we kind of expect. We'd expect Snoopy to go for Alistar right now.
Well, what I think Counterlogic Gaming wants to do is actually hold on to a counter pick, because they're the red team and they can pick the very last champion in the game, which means they'll see all of SK's roster and say, the key to the puzzle is this. Now, I have to believe they pick up Alistar here. I was wrong the last time, maybe I'm wrong again. I was honestly a little bit surprised to see Nunu, but the one cool thing here is Nunu can run 3 lanes here, and so there's no cemented roster here at all for SK Gaming. Could be support, jungler, or top. We've seen it put almost everywhere, and they're going to say, with Ezreal gone, Corki's our man, Alistar's going to be our bull, let's do this.
Will we see a Graves come out? That's the question from SK Gaming, or will it be an Ashe? We could have an Ashe possibly in there. Something we've seen a few times at Moscow 5 generally fall back on is the Ashe, the arrow, the initiate, the great slow that she has. Doesn't have the escape though, which is one of the big things. SK Gaming were pretty much renowned for it. Yellow Star definitely was a strong Ashe player, but I wouldn't be surprised to see something. It's going to be the AD carry. I don't think they're going to show their hand with the AP just yet. Possibly the jungler as well. Will it be a Malphite? Malphite was taken by CLG last time and was pretty well shut down by that early initial invades. Like you say, the blue buff stolen away, the Gangplank in there. What are they going to lock in? Definitely keeping things open. Will we see Ocelot throwing out his wild card?
Oh, I like this choice. They put out another confusing pick. I was thinking about that. Is they grabbed Udyr, another champion who can play in the jungle or in the top lane. And so Counterlogic Gaming, so they can counterpick the mid lane, but they still can't counterpick anything else. They're going to have to flesh out the rest of their roster if they don't want to get counterpicked here. We almost know for sure that Alistar is going to be in the jungle here for Counterlogic Gaming. I'd be very surprised to see it played as a support on Crepo and gives Snoopy something else here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a counterpick for the mid lane, or at least something that they know is safe against Orianna. And actually, I was wrong. Morgana is something that Froggen is happy to play here. They're considering that pick right now. We saw her picked so very much by Curse in the very first series of the tournament.
I'm not entirely sure there's any champion Froggen can't play.
That's
gotta
fair.
be honest. Okay, this is actually very sneaky. So this could be a support Alistar, which everybody wasn't expecting, and jungle Skarner. But of course, jungle Skarner has been a fantastic thing. It's one of those champions that Diamond Prox has always said has been overpowered. He always just falls back to him. He's the fallback hero. The Poland qualifiers, he used him twice. Absolutely destroyed CLG with it. He just said, you know what? If you're going to keep banning my Lee Sin, I'm just going to beat you with an overpowered champion instead.
Well, and for what it's worth, on top of that, I've seen top lane Skarner too.
Yes.
He has a lot of sustain. He can get so farmed, and rushing that Frozen Heart, the way you kind of play Skarner is you try to get to max cooldown reduction. As soon as you reach there, you get so many more shields, you get so many more heals, you put your abilities back up from cooldown so quickly that you could be almost unkillable. And the way you actually count how good you are as Skarner is how many shields you got in a fight. You can fight some guy at 10% health and be like, well, I'm gonna get 7 shields off in the battle, so there's 1,400 health you're not expecting. And it's a possibility. I've been wrong now, I think 5 times in a row on champion picks, so I'm gonna stop guessing at this point. But we'll see. SK's gonna fill out the roster. You're just calling him 100% right now.
Just throwing him out there, Gangplank, Ashe, no problem. It's K.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Hey, I did it at Siemens, so you know what? It's only fair that I carry on going. But, you know, what are they going to go with now? So, I mean, they're both pretty tanky teams. So, Gangplank's going to be generally pretty tanky. Oriana's going to have that defensive ball to go throw in some of that. Odia generally can get built very tanky. And, of course, Nunu is generally very strong. And, of course, they're going to have Wicked on Aurelia, which means it is going to be a Crepo support. Alistair down that bottom lane. I love how these teams are starting to pick these days. You know, they're throwing out those things. I mean, it actually could be jungle Gangplank. It might not be solo Gangplank on that top lane. It could be Udyr. But I'm going to guess, wow. Okay, last minute switch to Renekton there. Will he go with that one? You know, he played a very good Renekton yesterday against Aurelia. And maybe they're going through that same thought. Is it actually going to be Gangplank or is it going to be Udyr on that top lane? Who would you rather have against possibly an Udyr?
Well, I think it's going to be most likely Gangplank in the solo lane. Kevin's now run him for, I believe, the third time this tournament, and he's been just dominating right now as Gangplank, so I would not be surprised to see him keep that up. He is going to be fighting up against a Renekton, and that's going to be a lane where they both have sustain, but they can both dive in for a lot of damage. And so I think you'll see it be a little bit snowbally in that whoever gets a really big early advantage can really push that one through. We saw Wicked do that up against Alternate when he grabbed Renekton against that Aurelia. He got a little bit of an advantage early on and then just carried that through and dominated that lane. We might see Wicked go for a second attempt here, but this is all the marbles here for Counterlogic Gaming. They're going to pick champions they know are going to work well, and it's them saying, yeah, we got Alistair, but no, we really want this Skarner. Yes, we know that Froggen's known for, you know, all these amazing champions, but we need you on Morgana. Yellow Pete, Corky's yours, let's do it up. And SK the same way. They've actually got 2 cleanses on their team as well, both Yellowstar and Ocelot playing very, very defensive. Actually, 0 ignites at all on that roster. They're saying, no, we're going to be defensive and not get caught out by these.
The board, yeah. They don't want to get caught out by that crowd control, which, you know, we've seen some fantastic crowd control usage by, I'm thinking to Zubu Blaze, actually, that Captain Jack, where well, he used everything. Quicksilver Sash cleansed the lot. But anyway, let's get onto the main stage. Rachel is going to G you guys up.
Oh, I'm not here to do much, just get you guys excited. If you're looking for CLG.EU to take this home, let them know. And if you want to see SK take this 2-0, let them hear it. Love you guys. Let's see this game.
All right, everybody, welcome to the game. We are seeing the players spawn spawning out from their base, and we're going to see if there's going to be some early aggression. You can see SK already splitting off into the jungle, whereas Counterlogic actually piling through the middle. And I think they're going to go for a more safety and numbers approach here. The level 1 team fight from Counterlogic Gaming is phenomenally strong. Yellow Pete on Corky can check brushes. Snoopy can perma-slow with that Crystal Slash there. Crepo with a giant stun. Morgana, the long-range binding on Froggen. There's a lot of options here. And CLG, yes, they're going to push in right away. And actually, they do get spotted. Ocelot knows that they are all there and invading in. The early ward, great choice there by CLG, saying, okay, well, if you go for your Lizard, we'll see you. If you go for your Wraiths, we'll see you. CLG definitely playing a much smarter early game compared to last time.
Yeah, no early aggression from these teams, so as it is. We have seen some 1-minute 50 invades lately, and CLG really not disguising what they're trying to do here. The volley shot goes across CLG from Ash, who's going to have that 100% crit, but I don't think he's going to hang around and wait for that hit to come through. Udyr needs to be careful. CLG want that blue buff. Remember, SK invaded last time, took away that blue buff right at the start and the red buff. This time, CLG do not want to stand for it. They put that ward down. Oh, they're going to go catch on towards Aranea. The dark bindings will come through. Aranea is just going to be able to escape, but no, first blood will come out for Yellow Pete. Very nice invade, and now SK need to be careful. They pinged it down, but they are stood right on top of a ward. And we could see that dark binding has gone towards Yellow Star. He's had to use the cleanse and flashes away. The volley shot's going to keep them at bay. They're also not trying his best to keep them back with that ball control. And the rest of SK Gaming do come around, and CLG are like, right, fine. We'll take the one advantage. Snoopy's going to hang around. We saw Aranea last time just come around and get that smite, but they might catch on towards Ocelot. They are going to spot him. Will they manage to catch him down? No, he dodges the dark binding. Snoopy tried to catch on, get that control, and they've had to back off from the blue buff. And this is a very good start by CLG.
Yeah, they're going to wait now for Ara to come back in and join that team. They know at this point that it has to be warded, so they're going to let him come in and make sure it doesn't get stolen away. as he joins in with Smite. Actually, Kevin's still just putting out the damage. Aura might just take Wolves and say, yeah, go for it, Kevin. We're actually seeing both teams again, like last time, put out lane swaps, attack damage carry and support, both here at the top lane. We're going to see how that pans out.
Yeah, only just taking it down. Kevin's going to obviously go back to Bakes and then teleport back down to Renekton. So again, the lanes have swapped. We can see them at the top lane. And this time, actually, Snoopy is going to be picking that up. Yes, he did use Smite. I tell a lie. And as it stands, Corki's trying his best to keep that top lane on his own. Now he's been joined by Alistair. And we just saw that Froggen was trying to steal away all those wraiths there, but Ocelot quite happily farming in mid. So lanes return to normal, or as normal as you can get in today's meta, with the 2 AD supports up the top and the 2 top lanes at the bottom, just to confuse things. I guess we could just call them bruisers for today.
Yeah, the fighters, whatever you want to call them. But actually, someone getting low on health. Aura, dangerous in his own jungle, of course. Without his golem buff, those lower cooldowns would help him put some more shields on and survive. But right now, Yellowstar trying to last hit as many minions as possible. And now Yellowstar is the man who got the Ash Arrow heard around the world at the Season 1 Championship from his fountain all the way across the map by that second turret, giving against all authority back a year ago that Game 2 win against Fnatic. But here, you're seeing him now on SK Gaming fighting against Counterlogic, and Counterlogic already going in for an invade at the bottom turret. Kevin taking a lot of damage. We're going to see what happens here as Snoopy jumps in with Ocelot as well. Kevin looks like he's going to be safe here. The 3v2 not quite coming out in CLG's favor.
Yeah, that one single ward by the Wraiths really, I think, pretty much what saved that bottom lane. Ocelot spotted it early on, knew he had to go down and help out in that bottom, but now SK making that switch up. Are they going to see Yellowstar coming down the bottom lane, or are they just going to head back to that top? They're keeping things definitely fluid here, SK Gaming, and they're actually going to take away the Wolves. I can see the path that Yellowstar is going. He's not. He's just going to go straight back to that top lane. Ignore the Wolves. Gangplank, meanwhile, down that bottom lane. Aranea is just picking up that red buff. And how will things go out between these two? So no buffs being stolen away. Nothing really being taken away. Froggen tried to get onto those Wraiths, but was spotted pretty early on. Although it looks like he's actually coming around. Is he going to give? I think he wanted the Wraiths there, and it's like Snoopy's like, seriously, dude, I'm right here. I'm taking them. Just leave them be.
Yeah, well, Ocelot now getting pushed up to his turret for the most part. Froggen really playing an aggressive lane here on Morgana, really trying to shove him back so that he can run around, get farm elsewhere, and assisting kills other places on the map. A quick ward coming out there at the bottom lane from Kevin. We're seeing the Freljord combo of Ashe and Nunu from SK Yellowstar. Morgana once again roaming, but she's going to pass right through a ward. And Nif and Yellowstar are going to be safe here.
Froggen not able to catch anything out, although the ward is about to run out in that river, so if it had just stayed a little bit longer, Snoopy just holds on with that double buff. Youngster actually tracking down towards that bottom lane. Is he going to try and throw something out, something crazy on towards Froggen here? Could get the volley shot across, of course, but instead he's going to make his way down. Are they going to double up on this mid turret? It has been done in the past, and as it stands, I think they're just keeping Renekton guessing. Are they going to switch across? He's like stood in that bottom lane. Snoopy's going to come down. Gangplank has got himself very early on forward, but remember, he's got them oranges. He can just walk away from that one stun. There is a double stun potentially. Skana's going to come around. He's going to walk straight into a ward, and wow, SK are going to double up and triple up, in fact, on towards that middle turret. I wonder if this is what they were going to do, try and get that damage down early on. It's what we see from the Korean teams, what we saw from Azubu players just last week, getting very aggressive and just stacking on them turrets. World Elite do exactly the same thing against CLG, so CLG are going to be prepared for it, and they seem to be reacting very well to it.
Yeah, ultimately, it feels weird to me that they push so hard against a level 5 Morgana, because once she reaches level 5, she's got rank 3 of Tormented Soil, which is going to fully clear out a caster minion line for free. And now initiating up on Ocelot. Almost no way he survives this. The stun is up the cleanse. Oh my gosh! It allowed him to dodge the Dark Binding. A beautiful flash now, and now Froggen taking so much damage. Aura, though, caught in a 1 vs 3. Krepo gonna flash behind. There's the pulverize. Headbutts Aura back. He's been exhausted as well. The Dark Binding lands, and CLG with their second kill on the map, putting them 1,000 gold in the lead.
Yeah, very good turnaround there. They knew they weren't going to quite get onto Ocelot. Instead, Aranea came down to try and help out. Ended up being the meat in the sandwich for CLG. 2-0, 1k gold difference, but that top lane is being pushed. Yellow Pete needs to realize he's going to get an ice blast in the face from Nif there, and Krepo does come up. Snoopy doing a lot of damage on towards that mid turret, already down to half health. And the bottom turret, again, Renekton doing a fantastic job on Gangplank, keeping him pushed. 7.5 minutes gone into this game. This time CLG with a clear advantage they had that they just didn't have over SK Gaming. SK Gaming don't seem to be the aggressor, which is very strange. You know, both these teams talk about how strong Blue side has been, despite the fact they had those nerfs on the golems. You know, the things that were changed, both teams still say blue team is very, very strong. But as it stands, the red team has definitely been the strongest so far in the start of these games.
Yeah, they've had a really good opening so far. In the lane swaps as well, giving some interesting options as, you know, Corky and everyone else can kind of jump in. And we're seeing, wow, an early pink ward here from Ash. See what that's going to turn into if they go for something early aggressive, or if they want to sweep wards out from that top lane to enable some ganks here.
Yeah, we've also got the Oracle on Skarner, so pretty early on for that one. He did go for the GP10 item first, not straight for those mobility boots, which you may well get on Skarner. It's all going to be about speed for him. Let's see Froggen just stealing away those wraiths. Ocelot trying to get involved, and Froggen wants to go aggressive on Ocelot here. Just tries to cause a little bit of problems on him. Doesn't throw that Dark Bindings out though. And Skarner is going to take a little peek, but he's going to walk straight into a ward, and then immediately the pings on his head. There's that traditional Wraith ward, almost the standard. But Snoopy with that Oracle, he wants to clear out anything he can. Froggen's just protecting duty here. And Snoopy will take that ward down and puts a ward of his own in that place. So, CLG 2-0 up, 9 minutes gone. Renekton, let's have a look at that bottom lane, has gone for that BF sword. We saw him go for the Bloodthirster early on last time he played Renekton against Aurelia. And this time looks like he's going to do the same thing against Kevin. Kevin choosing to go to the GP10 though, and then get those Mercury treads out.
Yeah, so Wicked wants to go for probably the similar build from before, which is Bloodthirster into Guardian Angel and then Last Whisper. Are grouped up by this bottom here, and actually the early gold generation build is going to make the game pacing feel a little bit weird for Counterlogic Gaming. Normally they're a late game focused team. They don't take a lot of risks early on, and they wait on their late game potential. But SK opening with some gold generation items means that the late game is actually pretty good for them, because they can kind of sit on their heels and have gold flow into them and use that for some late game power. So you get better harass coming around on a lot of these lanes here. Kevin just farming away right now on Gangplank, picking up minions wherever possible. Nif and Yellowstar forced back to their turret, and Volley's going to screw these minions out quite nicely. As we check down on the minions, 70 minions on Ash to 65 on Corky. So Yellowstar doing a phenomenal job with his mechanics, keeping up in minion kills.
Yeah, and considering Yellow Pete's going back, picking up those golems. They're also down the bottom there. It's a slight advantage to Wicked right now, 80 to 64. We do see Snoopy maybe trying to get a peek around the backside of Ocelot there. And I think he was spotted early on, wasn't able to get involved. Looks like he may well go towards that one. May have a 4-on-2 dive on top there. Yellowstar is actually on his own. I think he's just had the call out to him, and he's staying the long way back. He's got that volley. Oh, he's got that hawk shot surely available to him. Is he going to go for it? You can see Snoophead's going to come around. We could take the Dark Bindings. My God, a blind Dark Bindings landing perfectly. The cleanse comes out. You can see Snoopy does manage to get the hook on. The absolute zero going to come out from Nip, but they're just going to walk away from that one. Could have been brilliant, brilliant play there, but again, this just shows the skill level. We've seen a teleport in from Kevin now on towards the top lane. The Gangplank ulti goes down. Crepo taking down very low. Has to use the ultimate. Snoopy with that Oracle does not want to go down. Wicked also teleporting in now. So we've got a 5-man CLG at the top there with SK Gaming trying to get in. You can see the ultimate from Snoopy, not quite catching Crepo out as his ultimate runs out. Very close play from all of these teams, but still no kills going out to either team.
Wow, just a neck-and-neck battle there, but I think they're still trying to do a little bit of something. Actually, Froggen's going to farm out this minion wave right here, get his health back up with that passive spell vamp on the champion. And Ara running his way back down to the bottom lane to pick up some no, not free minion kills, but instead maybe some ward coverage out by this dragon area. Ocelot got himself back up to the mid. Ara, there we go, warding out that golem buff, knowing the rough respawn timer. Wicked coming by through this river. He's going to come in behind Ara. Ara should be safe here, but you never know. Renekton is a scary crocodile.
He's indeed a scary crocodile. Aaron is just taking a bit of lane tax there. And we do see the lane shifting back around. So now we can see Nunu and Ash going towards that bottom lane. Snoopy's going to pick up that red buff. However, Corky is still up top there. So Yellow Pete is going to be up against Kevin this time around. When they're going to switch things around, they may have spotted it. They just walked past the ward. So they're going to realize that the lanes have indeed transitioned. And that's going to put SK Gaming currently in a better position to go for Dragon. Froggen and Crepo, though, looks like they're going to be heading down that south. So maybe it's not such a great advantage for them after all. But immediately they get picked. The ping goes out. Kevin actually again aggressive there from Yellow Pete. They're both using their flash up. The Ignite's going to run down. Has he got the big bomb to come? Yellow Pete needs to try and land it. The big bomb hits. Not quite enough damage on Kevin. Just about walks away because he has oranges.
And thanks to SK for banning out that Karthus. That would have been a kill otherwise. You know Frog would love to play it. Now Snoopy right beside Ocelot in a 1 versus 3. This is going to be difficult. He pulls them into range for Krepo. There's the stun. There's the Morgana ultimate. Ocelot's going to pull them back in. Can he get enough damage? Snoopy, one hit from the turret. It is not going to be enough. But the Gangplank ultimate comes out. And Kevin picks up the trade kill and drops the Oracles down. That was a nice clutch play. Now a great gank from Counterlogic Gaming. But the clear head from Ocelot to keep him in range, do as much damage as possible. Know his teammate could assist in that one. And great aim from Kevin.
Great indeed. So very nicely played there. CLG will take this mid turret though. So that is 3-1 in kills at 1-0 in turret. And that mid turret is such an important one to get. Takes away a lot of that vision. There's not a lot of wards out from SK Gaming right now. Certainly around that middle area. There's just the one at the top and one at the bottom for them. 0-3 currently for Krepo. As the support, Alistair seems to be working out very well, seems to catch everyone out. And as it is at the moment, you can see the items building out. Ash trying to build up towards that Infinity Edge. The Abyssal Scepter built up by Morgana as well. The GP10 items being used pretty heavily by both teams again, as we expected, with Bloodthirster very nearly complete by Wicked. Meanwhile, up the top lane, we just saw Yellow Pete going very aggressive on Kevin. It's this 1v1 lane that he's managed to stick to because Krepo's been helping out with the ganks. Seems to be working out very well for them. Yeah, overall, the farm is growing more in the lead for Counterlogic Gaming. Yeah, they've lost 1 Oracles, but they're now up 1,800 gold, and that's, well, a turret's going to be part of that, but no dragons to boot, so it's just they're doing a very good job as overall fighting. Yeah, as it is at the moment, you can see 14-15 into this game. Still no dragons. It was around about 21 minutes, I believe, last time the dragon came up. And as it stands, that you can see, are we going to have the AD and the support lane switching once again? I can see Ash making his way up the river. Blue buff is going to get given across to Froggen here. And it looks like SK Gaming are going to try and stack up on that middle lane again, try and push that turret down. It will be the first turret of the game for SK Gaming. They've got that 4-man push on it, and they will take it down. You can see the Yellow Star just coming around there. Yellow Pete's going to try and get in the headbutt. Pulverize comes out from Krepo, but it was only onto Nif, not really the right target they wanted to go for. Renekton now coming up the river as well. He's going to try and get in. It's going to be a full-on 5v5 fight here. Let's see which one can get involved. You can see the pings go down. They know that Wicked is there. And Dragon potentially could be a pull there. And SK Gaming are going to try and flood the way down. Wicked could just dash through and catch out someone here. Doesn't want to go full aggression. He hasn't really got the hit points. He's only got that Bloodthirster. It's not really been built very tanky. And it's just going to stand their ground, be very much cautious between these two. And I think they're just going to both back off. You can see the Dragon still there. RNA needs to be careful. He doesn't get caught out. And there's a lot of pings from both teams just warning of positions here, Freak.
No, absolutely. But Counterlogic Gaming grouped up in the mid. SK moving back around. They're letting Udyr get some farm at the bottom lane, and he's going to be one of the he's got to be tanky, honestly. He needs some levels. He needs some gold in order to perform his role well. He's waiting on a Philosopher's Stone right now, and CLG, understanding that SK is spread out, are going to have a nice attempt here at this Dragon. And I don't want to say it's rare for Counterlogic to go for a neutral objective like this, but they did know that everyone from SK Gaming was split up, and they said, yeah, we're going to take this. Thanks for the 1,000 gold, putting themselves even farther in the lead. And CLG looking very, very strong now in this game too.
Yeah, and SK Gaming are going to try and push back up towards that top lane. They're doing a good job of trying to push these turrets, but they just can't seem to get one at the moment. CLG definitely in a stronger position. However, Nif and Yellow Star with that Blood Boil is going to work out very strongly for Yellow Star late game. This is going to keep pushing on. Both games really are pretty even in terms of late game team. Renekton's just going to get strong. He's going to build that damage up, which he's already got, and then he's going to build tank afterwards. He tries to get that slice and dice dashed in there. No problem, in and out. And only a little bit of damage done to the turret by Yellow Star. There's a big wave down that bottom, which looks like Kevin's going to go get himself a nice bit of free farm on. CLG trying the best to get around the backside of Yellow Star and Nif, but it's not going to happen. That ward very much given the option, and that means that CLG are going to turn this one into a 5-man tower push, and immediately SK responding. They ping the top, the middle, and the bottom turret, saying, okay, they're going to 5-man here, we will go full on aggression. Orianna almost certainly going to take that mid turret down, and you can see that Aranye and Kevin down that bottom lane may well get. So it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade possibly, but will CLG turn this into an inner turret as well?
Well, they are pushing in. There's going to be a 5-on-2, and the thing is, if their flashes are up, they can initiate and take Ash or Nunu from almost nowhere. Oh, the Dark Binding so close to hitting Ash. It hits a minion instead. SK is going to have a hard time defending this. Now, the teleport is not up right now for Wicked. It was up for Kevin. He used that to get back into this bottom lane. And they actually only took the middle turret out. They did not finish that push at the bottom. So they went 1 for 1 on turrets, and they regrouped, burning a 7 teleport in the process. But SK making a decent outcome from that situation.
Yeah, so we're seeing the Abyssal Scepter on Morgana. Will he go Deathfire Grasp? Will he go the standard route of a Zhonya's Hourglass, which you tend to see on Morgana? Instead, it's just going to stack out. A lot of ward purchasing from really all members of the team here as well. It's not just the one single person. We saw that also with Fnatic earlier on. They were stacking it all the way down the board. Another Abyssal Scepter on Ocelot, of course. Almost become the norm as the first item these days.
Yeah, there's a lot of it going on there. It's just great for a mage overall because it gives you ability power and magic resist, which are really the two currencies of fighting mages against mages. It also shreds the magic resist of enemies around you, and so it actually increases your damage against the other enemies on the map. And when you stack that with Sorcerer's Shoes, you're going to do almost true damage at that point to all of your opponents.
So while CLG is stacking up nicely as a team, SK Gaming are continuing to farm quite well. They're actually pulling the gold back here. There's one turret down, they're a dragon down. They're going to try and catch on towards Wicked down. I think he's just going to slice and dice away from that one. Kevin has continued to farm pretty much throughout this one. You know, he just told him to teleport back, but he's continuing his farm. He's managed to keep things going. He has fell a level behind Wicked though, so Wicked's really doing a fantastic job of keeping things on top. Meanwhile, Yellow Pete has had that solo farm for himself as well. So he's definitely doing a great job. 124 to 143 though. So we can see that Yellow Star has that farm advantage. So as it stands, SK Gaming have good farm, but they're just not able to turn into kills just yet. 2 to 1 advantage. Snoopy though will become a big part of them team fights later on. He's going to just basically latch onto someone and hook them down, take them out of the fight early on. It's going to be Yellow Star or Ocelot. That's
going to be the focuses here, and Cleanse is not going to react well to that. Cleanse does not remove suppressions such as Skarner's ultimate. They would need to buy a Quicksilver Sash, which is going to cost them upwards of 1,500 gold. Actually, I think the cost went higher, so it's closer to 1640, I think might be the value there. And all you're going to get is some magic resist and then the ability to remove that one spell. But that's kind of all it's providing you. If you delay your offensive item purchases by 1,600 gold in order to do that, you're not going to team fight nearly as well as your opponents do. So you know, you're going to see, as soon as they switch their focuses to those items, you're going to see the team fights actually work pretty well for Counterlogic Gaming, because Skarner can always choose to impale someone else, and that's going to be just fine for him.
Yeah, so as it is at the moment, Trinity Force trying to be built up by Yellow Pete. Oh, actually, Yellow Pete going very aggressive on towards Aranea. They're forcing them back away from that turret, and they immediately ping back, go turn around straight for the turret, take that turret down. It's going to be the third objective taken down by CLG. Meanwhile, that top turret will go down to Kevin. So they're quite happy to just trade turrets there. Nobody getting any kills. 20 and a half minutes gone into this one. No major items really completed by the ADs. Getting very close to that point. You can just see the BF sword's just been picked up by Ash, so he's nearly got that Infinity Edge closed out. Meanwhile, the armor starts to come out on Renekton, so expect him to start building a lot more tanky there. We've got an Aegis Legion already on Skarner, which is what Renekton built last time. Wicked. And there's actually a lot of Aegis Legion. They're quite happily stacking them. Kevin's gone for this route this time. Hasn't gone so much for the damage. I expect the Trinity Force to probably come out on him next.
Yeah, he goes for the early phage for the chance to just kind of perma-slow someone and chase down. He's going to have a lot of chances to trigger that with Parlay. That nuke does apply on hit effects such as phage, which is just one of the great powers of Gangplank to go for that Trinity Force. And we're seeing these builds as they mature. You're really just seeing more gold on Ocelot, even though overall, actually, as they come in, Aura might get caught out here. Dark Running comes out, not quite going to hit. But even though Counterlogic Gaming is doing a great job with kills and minions overall, you actually see more items on Ocelot's Orianna.
Yeah, 201 CS to 158, so out farming Froggen by quite a way there. And that's because Froggen's been looking for those kills. He's 201. In terms of gold, it probably does give him that advantage. CLG just trying to set up that Dragon Dew in just 15 seconds time. You can see it in the top right-hand corner of your screen if you're ever unsure of when it is going to happen. SK Gaming, of course, 1-0 up here. Aranea just dashing between it in a Batman-style Phoenix stance. One scene you cannot unsee, as Zen on the Stoke reminded me, is very much the point. As it is, SK Gaming, they want to push that minion wave on towards that middle turret, and now they're going to try and turn it. They know there's going to be pressure on towards CLG's turret. Just get that little bit of hit points chunked down off it. And CLG now are looking to have this fight. They feel strong. They feel they have the confidence to take on SK Gaming. They have the positional advantage Although SK Gaming trying to dodge in and out. That dart bindings does land onto Nif. They're not going to follow through. They want to land it on an important target like Ocelot or Yellow Star. And as it is at the moment, once that dart bindings does hit in there, I expect to see Snoopy and Wicked just diving, launching them on there. They have got a hell of a lot of crowd control. You've only got one cleanse, but you've got a lot of stuns in there. But Yellow Star, of course, has that arrow if he wants to try and initiate with something in there. That would certainly lead into a bear stance by Aranea. Now the Dragon is going to get leashed out by CLG here. We've still got Yellow Pete down the bottom. He's getting a lot of CS. He just pushed a huge creep wave on towards that bottom turret and he stood right in that tri-bush. So SK Gaming know exactly where he stood. And now actually Gangplank is heading up towards that top. That's probably going to trigger CLG because he has got that teleport if he wants to join this fight.
Yeah, but the difficulty here is there's not a lot of vision, and there comes the initiation. Ocelot's going to get himself out. A nice stun's going to lock up Wicked. Nip taking a lot of bursts. There's the ult from Oriana as well. Everyone from CLG dropped down to half health. Aura's going to stun up Crepo. Crepo should still have his ultimate available on that Alistar. The burst coming off on both sides. And Kevin, I think he actually canceled his teleport because it's on cooldown now, but it didn't show up. So he farmed a little bit, popped his ultimate, but ultimately now CLG has a free 5-on-4.
Yeah, Kevin actually going back and forth between that jungle. Wasn't quite sure if he wants to come down and join it. Obviously he had the call. Now he's going back again. He's obviously had the call. Go, go, go. Back, back, back. I believe it's with the calls that Ocelot keeps making. And they have managed to back up from that one. So Snoopy does pick up that one. And that is another Dragon for CLG. It's going to give them the slightest advantage. And this is what we talked about. The farm advantage that SK Gaming have had has still managed to keep them. Only 2k gold difference really at 25 minutes. It is absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah, at this point, my rule of thumb is anything less than 10% more is pretty much irrelevant right now. When you're at about 30,000 gold, unless you're losing by 3,000 or more, you might as well erase that value and not care whatsoever. You can see individual gold right now. 7,000 gold for Ashe, 7,300 for Oriana. Those are the top two. You're seeing 7,300 as well for Morgana. And two just about at 7k, both Corki and Renekton for CLG. So the top three farmers just a little bit higher for counter logic. And if that turns into an earlier item combine, an earlier death cap, that's going to make a very, very big difference. Although you're seeing the builds are actually diverging right now. Ocelot's going for an early Athene's Unholy Grail, not an early death cap, not an early Zhonya's. Looks like Zhonya's is going to be the pickup though, eventually for Froggen.
Yeah, meanwhile, you look at the two supports. Shirelli's Reverie already completed because Crepo's got those 3 assists. It's not simply, they both had the GP10s built up early on, but of course he's getting those 3 assists, managed to get that Shirelli's Reverie. He's going to be a little bit more vital in the kills, in the fights, and obviously launching Snoopy in there even faster than he can go on Skarner. I mean, Skarner's like a launch nuke exocet missile getting straight in there for the fights, but as it is, he's going to be even quicker. Infinity Edge has been completed. And the pickaxe already being picked up as well, so towards that last whisper. Trinity Force, meanwhile, for Corki, he's going to be doing a lot of damage from range, and they're just going to keep him back as much as possible. There you go. Shirelli's Reverie now actually picked up by Udyr instead, so possibly going to go for the double Shirelli's, I think, SK Gaming here. But they are 3-1 down in kills. Not a great deal. I mean, that is going to mean nothing to these teams. They're going to be well aware, and that's why these two teams are so tense right now. There's so much at stake. Season 2 finals it's just the first step, the first blip in the ocean, that to reach that $2 million tournament. The arrow's going to come in towards Wicked just as he dashed away there on towards Kevin. Kevin's going to get the slowdown on that parlay as well, but Wicked's going to have to be forced to use that ultimate because he knew that Yellow Star was going to be joining that fight, but Wicked still very much strong, didn't lose a great deal of hit points, happily farms up, and now actually CLG realizing that there's 2 members down that bottom lane. Can they push it on? Actually, good bit of juking there. Kevin managing to pull his ultimate down. Can he slow down Wicked enough? No, the volley just missing out there, and Wicked doing a fantastic job of really baiting in 2 ultis and not really having a great deal of damage done to him.
Yeah, with the way these team fights are going to come up, as Wicked just dives in and really doesn't care much about what Kevin does. He's tanking very, very heavily here. He has so much armor as he works on that Guardian Angel that he just kind of ran in into constant 1v2s and kept himself sustained. I'm a little bit surprised by just how much he was able to tank that damage. But CLG's team fights are going to be very, very scary. Snoopy can rush in there with his own shield, with that haste buff, and with the nearby Shirelli's Reverie from Alistar. But on top of that, Morgana can give him a black shield to make sure that no one can send him backwards, no one can slow him down. And that means that SK needed to finish their own Shirelli's to send back their own team and make sure they did not get caught by Snoopy Skarner.
And it's still going to be very hard. And remember, they've still not got the arrow down at the moment. The Gangplank ulti is also down, so they're getting pressured on the turret here. But SK think they can fight for this one. They do manage to catch a couple of shots on towards Yellow Pete there. Yellow Star forcing him back with the arrows, just catching in the backside. That's why the Black Shield went down. RNA are just about avoiding the Dark Binding now. I don't think they're launched onto it. Wicked looks like he's going to up top. SK are going to try and turn this into a push on towards the middle lane here. Not too sure if they've got the 5-man push to go for it, and they have. And they've realised that Froggen, because he walked past that ward down that bottom line, now Froggen's suddenly turning around. He's a long way from this fight. SK Gaming could turn this into a great push on the middle turret here. The inhibitor turret will be the next one, but I think that's going to be a great inner turret taken by SK. Really good reactionary play, purely from that single ward in the river they saw Froggen pass by.
And right now, SK wishes they had an Oracle's Elixir because they would love to sweep out Baron. You're actually seeing the pings at Baron right now. They want to bait CLG into a Baron attempt or a Baron stop. And CLG is going to push mid. And SK, they're piling into the Baron pit right now. They've actually started it. CLG is going to turn around. I don't know if SK has much vision here. They realize that Counterlogic stopped pushing in on that. And SK, what a great move. They actually stopped the push, not by defending, but saying, if you keep pushing, we're going to get something better.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's a risky move to lose an inner turret for a Baron, which is what they're doing, and they probably could take the inner turret as well, the inhibitor turret, so SK wisely backing out of that one. There was no vision whatsoever, though, in that Baron pit by CLG, and now CLG actually have pinged on towards the Baron. They've got no Oracle, so they're all going to be walking straight past that ward. They're going to have no idea. Well, they're going to have a pretty damn good idea there's going to be a ward there. It's a pretty standard spot, and again, they all back away. Very much a lot of play here. As we mentioned, that $2 million prize, the fact that they can have a salary for a year. I mean, a lot of these guys will be salaried already, but, you know, it's secured until the whole of Season 3, and Season 3 is going to be mega.
Oh, it's going to be massive, and of course, these teams still allowed to get their own sponsorships and kind of accrue further income. But just pretend that, you know, Season 3 is like you got a Philosopher's Stone and a Heart of Gold, but you can still farm minions just fine. That's kind of how the system's going to work. Kevin, getting some free gold right now in this bottom lane. He's happily using Parlay to get further gold when he last hits with that ability. And, you know, again, SK are just happy to let this gold advantage shrink farther and farther. You know, last we checked in, it was a 2,000 gold lead. It's actually lower than that now. It's about 1,500 now, because SK are doing an amazing job of farming up their resources. Both Ashe and Gangplank actually get free gold for last hitting. If you check Ashe, that hawk shot gives her a passive where she gets extra gold when she kills a minion, up to 230 bonus gold because of that right now. Kevin, a similar thing with Parlay, 370 bonus gold on his own.
Yeah, as they're starting on the Dragon here, you can see they're managing to get into it. They will finish it off here, CLG, before the SK can get close to RNA. Wanted to get in and smite it, but Snoopy already taken that one down. CLG just going to walk away from that one. GA actually on towards Wicked. Wicked's going to catch across straight towards the backside of Yellow Star. He's not too worried about being focused on here. Instead, CLG going to turn it around, and that's going to be a great Ocelot ulti, managing to pull the whole of CLG around. Wicked does take down RNA, though. Wicked coming back around the backside, still hasn't had that GA popped. CLG surely going to turn this into a multiple kill. They do manage to headbutt on towards Yellow Star, just about avoiding, but CLG are going down left, right, and center because Ocelot has got a triple kill. Beautiful, beautiful turnaround by SK. I thought CLG had that one, but Ocelot said, no way, holy moly, I am in control.
That was absolutely phenomenal play overall, and Yellow Star still had his flash up, so even though he got flung into the team, it didn't matter. He flashed, he dodged everything that would have been sent at him, and then it was just damage output for days. SK now going for the Baron, and it's a 4 versus 2. Though they're low on health, Froggen could turn this one around. He did it yesterday. He could do it again today.
Yeah, if we look now, we can see that Froggen is trying to get in there. Has had to Black Shield up there. Did get caught out by Ocelot. Snoopy, though, is close by, but he does have Smite available. It is just popped up, so they have to be really careful with this one. Trying to get Snoopy down here. He has got an Oracle, and that's going to be the slow coming out from Yellow Star. He's surely going to get popped. Absolutely destroyed by Ocelot. And the Baron got a kill on Nunu in the process.
And Froggen's still winning around. Dark Binding's there. The ult pulls him in. Ocelot picks up the kill, but here comes the teleport. Crepo and Wicked are there, and they're going to try to chase down onto Ocelot. Now, Ocelot has a lot of mana regeneration. He's got that Athenes. He's going to shield himself. He's going to put down dissonance to slow them down. And it looks like he's going to make his way out of this fight. They're still down 500 gold, but Yellow Pete shows up. Crepo's there as well. Can Ocelot survive? He's trying to make it out. No, shut down. Nice play by Yellow Pete, bringing it now to 5-6. And these fights just keep going back and forth.
Yeah, will CLG turn this into Baron? I'll be surprised if they go for it themselves. They put that pink ward down. Arena's going to take away the blue. Needs to be careful. Pings go down. They don't have Snoopy back available now. He has got that smite back up, but I don't think they're in a strong position. And no, they're just going to go back and clear out those waves. Very, very close stuff. We talked about the gold earlier on. Now we are within 800 gold of each other. And again, it is very, very close stuff. CLG with everything to lose here. SK Gaming really have absolutely nothing to lose. They can quite happily take it to a third match, but I'm pretty sure they want to win this one. And the confidence, the discussion you can see on your screen, that bottom left-hand corner, Yellow Star talking. SK Gaming have the communications flowing. Froggen giving out the wards as well. He's going to be coming around. Froggen is a long way from this fight, though. SK Gaming looking like they may well try and take on to a CLG. CLG really in a dangerous position to peel out from this one. They've got nowhere to go other than through SK Gaming. The volley shots coming across. Froggen's now going to get involved. Can he get straight on that dart point? He will go on towards Arena. Arena is going to get dropped. That means the smite is down for SK Gaming. Now CLG realize they've got a pretty safer chance on towards the Baron here. Can they manage to take it down? The Ash Arrow is going to come in. It's not going to be enough to take down Wicked. Wicked with that GA not quite available, tanking it up. Yellow Star continuing the damage. The Gangplank ulti comes down. The Nunu ulti is going to come out, but Nif is going to get popped. But Ocelot is there again. He manages to pull the ulti back in there. They have still not taken this Baron down. Yellow Pete has been dropped as well. Oh my God, Ocelot does it again and again. He gets the triple and the Baron. SK Gaming turn this one around yet again.
Wow, Snoopy spending that entire time trying to take down the Baron, trying to make that one a win for his team. And that had to be a miscommunication on CounterLogic Gaming's part. It was a 5 versus 4. They could have just run out and said, yes, let's go fight. Let's take them out. One of the big Harriers there, Udyr, was gone. He was not able to, disrupt and put out those stuns and deal that damage. A full-on 5 versus 4. They had Froggen's ultimate available. Yellow Pete was healthy and had plenty of damage. They had a Guardian Angel at least at their disposal. They did not turn that one around.
Yeah, Ocelot with absolute credible score, 8-2-3 on Orianna. He had such a beastly performance before. So let's have another look at that fight, Freak, because that was crazy.
Here we go. We see Crepo up in the front, and they are a little bit low on health right now. Wicked pretty dangerous, and Kevin jumps in. A lot of damage coming out from the Nunu ultimate. Wicked diving in, trying to pick down Nif, but killing a support, not that big of a deal. Instead, it's Yellow Pete taking way too much damage, pops the Guardian Angel. Wicked actually getting chased down by Kevin. He's going to get picked up pretty much for free there. And the double kill, the triple kill, and then the Baron kill for Ocelot. And they're not focusing him down in those fights. They're going for the front line. They're killing off Nif. They're killing off Aura. They're killing off Kevin. And they're killing tanks, and the mages are blowing everything up, whereas SK are actually able to dive in and blow up these squishier targets. Yellow Pete going down, Froggen going down, and that's a much scarier place to be in.
Very much a scarier place. So we're seeing another GA, this time on Yellow Pete, but as it stands, no GAs going for SK Gaming. They are just happy to keep that damage going. There you go, the Quicksilver Slash, which you talked about earlier. They're going to have to use that on. They've got to be very wary. Ocelot knows he's going to be now the focus of Snoopy. Snoopy's going to try and get in there, get that ultimate on him. As it stands at the moment, he can't seem to get close to it. Yellow Pete has been doing a fantastic job, but Yellow Star has been doing even better. He's got that Infinity Edge and that Phantom Dancer, and he's really been picking the targets off. Like you said, Nunu going down is great, but when Ocelot and Yellow Star's just sat there shooting you, hitting on you, doing everything they can, although many people wouldn't be too upset with Ocelot hitting on them, but the Ash Arrow is going to go across. It actually went on towards Froggen, and the Black Shield was there already, but SK Gaming, with that Baron buff, continuing to pressure on CLG here. They've already taken one inhibitor down. They are 1-0 up in the series. They are looking at a potential finals place against Moscow 5 here.
Yeah, and right now, they have 3 Baron buffs on them. They are up about 5,000 gold, and they are happy to lay siege right now to CounterLogic Gaming. There is not a lot of poke here from CLG. They've got 2 members who've got long-range skill shots, but SK, they've got Orianna and Ashe, and those 2 are great. And oh, but they pull in Yellow Star! This is not good for him whatsoever. The Orianna ultimate comes up. Yellow Star getting dived. He will go down. Aura gonna drop as well. Wicked will revive with the Guardian Angel. It's 2 for 0 so far. Wicked comes back up, and CLG says, sup with it, bros. We're gonna chase you on down. Crepo taking a lot of damage. Pops his ultimate and will just barely survive against Kevin. And SK still happy to keep pushing. They've got minions in the mid lane, and they're like 3v5. Bring it. They're going to move on. And Kevin flashes over the wall, picks up Crepo. He's going to walk safely back on out. SK so confident right now. They're just going to wait for minions to continue this siege.
Yeah, there's a great big minion wave as well. Wicked getting caught, and the damage coming out from Ocelot right now. There's a huge wave taking on that top turret as well. So SK Gaming really are pushing every single lane. They've got them super minions continuing to go through that mid lane, which is why CLG are going to have to react to it. And you can see that big creep wave is going to push on. It won't be enough, but SK Gaming reacting to it as well. And Kevin's going to get up there. He's got that speed buff coming out. Nif is going to give him such a great big advantage with that blood boil. And they're just going to beat the hell down on that turret. There's going to be another one going down. 7-4 in terms of turrets for SK Gaming. They are 12-9 up here against CLG. Many people, including myself, had CLG Moscow 5 in that final. It was written on the cards to start with, but wow, we knew SK Gaming versus CLG would be a tough one, but my word, SK Gaming are really rising to the occasion.
Yeah, well, if there's any team that can pull it out into the end game, it is, of course, Counter Logic Gaming. You can think back to DreamHack with the hour-long group stage match where they were down, what was it, like 15, 20,000 gold?
27,000.
27,000 gold. And they stalled it out and came back for the endgame victory, just with all the endgame power and damage. And again, if they do force SK to burn one of their 6 item slots on a Quicksilver Sash, that does limit the endgame power here. Ash has picked one up. Orianna already had one. That last fight would have come out differently if Ash had already finished her Quicksilver Sash. But now, Yellowstar kind of off the table for Snoopy.
Yeah, Shirella's Reverie just actually used up there by Crepo. I wasn't sure exactly why and what for. I guess he just figured it's fine. I can use it now. There's no problem. As it stands at the moment, though, the damage, I mean, Ocelot has just been throwing out massive, massive damage. Some may even say tons.
Yes.
You know, I'm just going to throw it out there.
It's a likely situation.
It's a likely situation. It's not a Trinity Force, but there is a lot of damage involved. And as it
Kevin
stands at the SK game is 603 ability power, and that is without Baron. He hasn't got that Baron buff on there. He's just stacked up so heavily at the moment, whereas Froggen only up 498. Froggen actually hasn't really been able to get in and get his ultimate going.
But one issue he's had is he went for the death cap over the Zhonya's Hourglass, which means he's not able to play nearly as aggressively. He can't just flash in and say, yeah, I pressed R, we're good to go. Froggen deals a lot of damage, and that's cool. You know, he's going to be a very big damage threat here. Those Dark Bindings going to chunk for so much damage, but he's not able to play his champion to the fullest until he finishes Zhonya's, and I think that's actually... I don't want to tell Froggen how to play, but, you know, everyone else tends to go for an early Zhonya's, and the fact that he's not been able to dive into the middle to make those happen, it's hurting Counter Logic a little bit. And I don't know if it's worth more or less than the bonus damage.
Oh, the arrow onto Froggen there from Yellowstar. Manages to get, look at the damage straight away. Just Yellowstar just burning it through. Teleport was actually cancelled there. Didn't see who the hell it was.
Wicked.
It was Wicked, actually, was about to teleport in. Kevin had actually just gone back, but he can teleport in if need be. But surely they could burn the inhibitor down very quickly. Yellowstar unstoppable with that blood boil on him and the agility pot as well in his bag. And then you can see that is one inhibitor down yet again. They're going to turn their attention towards that bottom lane. And now it's just a hit and run from SK Gaming.
Yeah, they have re-upped on that inhibitor. They're going to stay on point for the map control. And Yellowstar, I believe, going to be given this golem buff. Ocelot just had one, so now more volley going to be the case here for Ash, and that's going to be a scary place for CLG to fight against because they're going to be slowed so much by this SK lineup. Almost everyone actually on SK can slow in some form. Aura can actually, Aura on Udyr can actually stun as well. So there is a lot of control here overall with this SK lineup. Their ability to fight extended engagement, I think, is phenomenal. They have the mobility advantage overall. They've got the Gangplank with the raised morale. They've got the Nunu Blood Boil, and just Ash in general screams mobility. Orianna does the same. CLG needs a hard commit, and they need to make it work for them, and this is going to be their time to shine. Baron has been started by SK.
Yeah, so CLG is setting up for this one. The arrow has gone straight on towards Snoopy. That's just delaying the inevitable because Baron actually will go down very quickly. SK Gaming pick up the Baron. Now they turn the aggression. The Gangplank ulti goes down. Can they catch on to anyone? Wicked doesn't have his Guardian Angels up at the moment. They are going to focus on him. They realize that tower, the ulti is going to run out any second now. The Orianna ulti manages to catch on towards Snoopy and Wicked, but Corki manages to get one kill down there. They will get a second kill as well. That is going to be Yellowstar going down. And now Aranea is going to be the focus. Crepo manages to get the headbutt pulverized in him. Kevin now the target, but he has got that warm-up. Snoopy is going to drop. Aranea managing to turn that one round with a bear stance. Ocelot is still alive in that back. He's able to do the damage. Can he throw out that bull? Yes, he can on towards Crepo. Crepo goes down to Kevin and SK Gaming now in a 3-on-3 chasing CLG into their base. You know, just as you thought CLG were maybe going to get back into it, Aranea may well be able to get a bear stance stun on towards someone. He's caught Wicked. Yellow Pete as well. Yellow Pete backs away. GA just popped in time as well. Now they're going to turn it into a tower and possible inhib down the bottom. SK Gaming, when it's looking bad for them, they still turn it around because Ocelot is so well protected.
Yeah, their ability to win late in those fights is phenomenal. CLG's opening burst, so much damage, but if they don't kill Ocelot, Ocelot starts cleaning up at the end. 627 ability power, I think, is the number right there. He is just massive. He's doing so much damage, keeping his team alive. And again, just the mobility advantage, that command dissonance, allowing his team to chase or run away and slowing down the retreats of CLG. You're seeing them get a clean 5-3 lead, and then they just get caught and caught and caught because they are slowed down repeatedly by that Orianna.
The pressure on these players right now, you can see it on CLG's faces. They are feeling it. They realize they could be looking at the third, fourth place playoff against Fnatic, which it's going to be a horrendous game to play. I would not want to be involved in that one. You want to be in that final. You want to be secure. You want to be going to bed tonight thinking, yes, I've got a year of my life ahead of me, secured financially. I can enjoy what I do for a living. And these guys, they are under so much pressure. CLG going to be thinking, you know, all the things could go through your head. That trip to Korea, they're playing in the tournament. Is it too much for these guys to handle the jet lag, the flying back and forth constantly? SK Gaming and Moscow 5, you know, they turned down these things, and they are looking so strong now. I know SK Gaming in the last month have just turned things around so massively in their lives. They've just really performed brilliantly. You know, you go back to the performance they put in against New York, it was very much a different team. You know, there was so much pressure on Ocelot saying, you know, if SK Gaming do well, it's a great team performance. If SK Gaming do badly, it's Ocelot's fault. And right now, Ocelot is just doing magnificently for his team.
Yep, and they're going to keep pushing on right now. His team is ahead right now in gold. They want to get this turret down. They've already picked down 2 inhibitors. This would be the third and final one. And when you've got 3 inhibitors down, it is so hard to come back.
Wow.
Yellow Pete, half health at the start of the fight. Can they pick up an initiation here? They want to pull them into the turret. They want that turret on their side to make this fight go better. Kevin staying in the front. They're poking as much as they can. Yellow Pete will try to lifesteal off some minions. Will get some heals from his friendly neighborhood Alistair. Froggen running back to the base has now picked up a Zhonya's Hourglass. That's a very important buy. Aura tanking a turret with shields, does not care whatsoever. They have a gigantic tanky front line. Spells do miss on Snoopy. They're going to initiate. Froggen is there. Can he get the stuns off? Aura caught up in front. Froggen taking some damage. Aura getting pulled back. He will drop down under the turret. Nif with the absolute zero doing a lot of damage. And Krepo's not going to like this. The Orianna ultimate locks up 3 from Counter Logic Gaming. Snoopy getting pushed away. Krepo surviving. The stun onto Nif will be a kill. Now can Wicked run away from this? They picked up 2 kills for free. But we all know SK loves to push in as a 3 versus 5.
Oh my word, look at all those super minions taking down the Nexus turrets. CLG are in trouble here because SK Gaming now pushing the inhibitor turret. They've taken down the inhibitor turret. Inhibitor will go down, and again, Ocelot was completely protected while this is all going on. They are desperately fighting off the minions from their base. They're pinging down, and the inhibitor now respawning. SCLG just about going to be a reactionary, cover that off. But just look at the burst. Snoopy losing almost half his hit points from one single burst from Ocelot. And again, SK Gaming, while they came out 1 man down, actually came out better off still.
Oh, absolutely. And this is the story of these fights over and over. Is Counter Logic Gaming's openers are so strong. They pick off kills right away. They start off things on the right foot. And they're so good at doing these team fights. Every single time they've orchestrated them perfectly. They've gotten those early kills. But SK have just built themselves elite. They're just stronger champions right now. And you've got a farmed Orianna untouched in the back line. 17,000 gold to 14,000 gold on Froggen. He is just a massive force to be reckoned with, and Counter Logic Gaming does not have the answer to it.
They do not, and he's now got a Zhonya's Hourglass complete as well, so he's got just a little bit more damage and control and survivability just in case he needed it. Ocelot now with the pressure on him, the sweat running down his face in his hot arena. Definitely feeling that pressure of his team. And you know, this is his livelihoods. We talked about it so many times. I know we keep drilling it home, but really, we cannot emphasize just how much this means to these teams. It means a lot to Riot Games as well in terms of everything. These are the big names. These are the guys you want to see in those tournaments. And right now, SK Gaming are bringing it home to CLG here in Germany at the Gamescom European Regional Finals. And they need to be careful. The Guardian Angels is back up, and Yellow Pete needs to be so aware that he doesn't want to be on that front line, doesn't want to get caught out by that arrow at the start. Snoopy needs to pick out that perfect target. Yellow Star now with a Guardian Angel as his own, and look at the shred on Yellow Pete. One little burst from Ocelot just shredded him down. 3/4 of his health gone. in an instant. 643 ability power. They're going to turn it. They're going to take the inhibitor down. SK Gaming are going to try and drive this one home. They've got another open exposed inhibitor down the bottom here. CLG are going to try and push for it. They want to go for the fight. The Ash Arrow has landed. It went on to Crepo. It's not the target they wanted. Snoopy instead. He's going to back away. But SK Gaming have it in with themselves. There goes Shirelli is ready. They're going to dive in. Snoopy seems to be the target. Yellow Pete is completely exposed. That's going to be one kill down. That's going to be Crepo dropping. Another inhibitor down. Super minions are all over CLG right now. The turrets are going to drop. The Nexus is exposed. Ocelot pulls the ulti off. The Morgana ulti has hit no one. They are going to use the absolute zero. Everything is going to go down. This is insane because SK Gaming are just ripping the Nexus apart. Yellow Star is just shooting it. Super minions are shooting it. Double kill for Ocelot. SK Gaming 2-0. CLG here in the semi-finals. They are into Season 2 finals. They have made it to